Welcome back to the channel and to episode number 12 of the 2K23 Things You Might Not Know series. So here we go once again with more secrets, Easter eggs, hidden features and awesome details. First up, let's talk crowd signs, specifically one for Umaga. So a thing that you might not know is that Umaga features this crowd sign that says Umaga cost Vince his hair. This one, if you're not familiar, is a reference to the Billionaires hair versus hair match at WrestleMania 23 that resulted in Bobby Lashley defeating Umaga, which meant Donald Trump would shave off the hair of Mr. McMahon. Sticking with crowd signs, this time one for Scott Steiner. So as we know, Steiner is DLC for this year's game with a model based on a more classic version of Steiner. But what you might not know is that in his crowd signs, there is actually one that features a more modern day big Poppa Pump visual. So as covered previously, there is a handful of superstars that feature their own unique Wargames audio. And a new one that can be added to that list is commentary for Tony D'Angelo, who of course was recently added to the game via DLC.
Well, you gotta know who you can trust before you enter a structure like this, and in this case, you gotta trust your family.
War Games is the most important turf war the Don will ever fight. He established himself in NXT by winning War Games alongside Team 2.0 against Team Black and Gold.
Tony has said when that door gets shut and locked, you'll have a war you can't handle.
The cunning, the brutality, the strength Tony has used to become the Don will be needed to survive War Games once again.
Ladder bridges can be pretty awesome. Whilst these are not new to the series, this year's game does feature a brand new improvement, which is the ability to feature multiple at the same time. So in previous games, this was limited to one at a time, but in 2K23 you can now set up multiple simultaneously, which means you can potentially feature 3 of these at the same time. Back to the DLC, and let's now talk Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams' tag team entrance. So you probably know that the DLC added a brand new tag team motion, but what you might not know is there is actually 2 slightly different versions. So the default version will feature Trick Williams removing both his sunglasses and his jacket. Whereas if you actually select the motion, the jacket removal no longer remains as part of the motion. Sticking with this duo, as another thing that you might not know is that when these two face off, they actually feature some brand new Rivals audio.
Longtime friends finding themselves at odds here as Carmelo Hayes takes on Trick Williams.
You know there's some serious business to take care of when ride or dies like Melo and Trick decide the only way to settle the score is in the ring.
There's only 2 ways this match is going to end. It's either going to strengthen their friendship or create an irreparable rift between Hayes and Williams.
There's an air of contempt in this match as Trick Williams takes on Carmelo Hayes.
It seems like Trick has gotten a bit restless being in the shadow of Melo, and it's got to be frustrating being so good but not achieving the success of your friend.
Well, as the saying goes, familiarity breeds contempt. Looks like the only way Melo and Trick are going to settle this thing is in the ring.
Corey, you got to think that Carmelo Hayes has to approach Trick Williams a bit differently here than he would anyone else.
I don't actually know how much of his game plan he needs to alter here, Cole. I think if anything, Melo's gonna go even harder against Trick. Just because you're friends doesn't mean you can pull any punches. Melo, don't miss. Another big win for Hayes here tonight.
You have to wonder how Trick Williams is going to handle this loss. Hopefully he'll take this defeat as a learning moment.
And a surprising upset as Trick Williams gets his arm raised here.
I don't know if Hayes' ego can withstand this one, guys. He's got to be feeling a little betrayed by Trick right now.
Next up, we have got some more Rivals audio, but this time from DLC to instead Dream Match commentary. As added to the Cena Hogan and Cena San Martino commentary that we featured previously, there is also audio for when John Cena takes on Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I've always been very upfront in considering John Cena the greatest of all time, but having seen Stone Cold in action, I might might be about to eat my words.
Don't speak too soon, Michael. You know as well as I do, Cena loves a challenge. And there aren't many challenges bigger than the Texas Rattlesnake.
As long as you get a stunner at the end of the night, Saxton, it's all good by me.
A real dream match happening here now, ladies and gentlemen. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus John Cena. Two of the greatest of all time, squaring off against each other.
The WWE Universe is already on their feet for this dream match. They have wanted to see this match for so long, and now it is finally here.
Two veritable icons of their respective eras, Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena, in a match a lot of us thought we'd never see.
A lot of people like to debate the Attitude Era versus the modern era, and here are the standard bearers, ready to decide which is better. And if there's one thing we know about Austin, it's that he doesn't like to lose.
Very true, but neither does John Cena.
Austin's eyes are locked in. Cena better watch out. Cena's feeling it, ready to take Austin down once and for all.
Cena has him up.
Adjustment.
It put Austin down.
I never thought I'd see it. I never thought I'd say it. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeats John Cena in a true blue dream match.
You are absolutely right, Michael. Two of the greatest of all time proving themselves here tonight, and Austin showed that he has Cena's number.
Once again, John Cena makes history. No love loss coming into this match between Cena and Austin, but I have to imagine there's more of a mutual respect between the two after this one.
Heck, I think Austin might share some Steve-Weisers with Cena backstage after this battle.
Next up, one you likely know about already, but an awesome detail nonetheless that needs to be covered in the series, which is tired moves and fatigue finishers. So when the game launched, these were not a thing and hadn't been in the series since 2K20, but added via one of the more recent updates, 2K have added these awesome details and moments back to the series. Now these motions are only available for very select moves and are triggered when you hit your finisher when badly damaged and fatigued. Last up, and ending this one on a fun one, we have got the extreme swing and even the flaming swing as well. So in last year's game, for the first time in the series, the King of Swing was made available as a selectable move. So this move could be done backstage and even on top of the Hell in a Cell. And if you didn't know already, this works the same way in 2K23. So once again, we can do some crazy swings through the Hell in a Cell roof through tables. But this year we have got a new detail added, and what you might not know is the ability to now do this through a flaming table as well, as flaming tables are now a thing in this year's Hell in a Cell match. As always, share with me things to cover in future episodes in the comments below. Stay tuned for more like this, coming to the channel soon. And until next time, this has been 101, and I will see you all on the next one.